So, let us look at a small example to illustrate plan space planning. In this very tiny example, you can see the start state says that B is on C, C is on the table and A is on the table, and A and B are clear. So, as you remember by now, the start state has to be completely specified. The goals predicates do not completely specify a state, and here we have stated two goal conditions. One is that B must be on table, and the other is that A must be on B. We do not care where C is. I mean, C could very well be on top of A also. So, let us see how partial order planning or plan space planning tackles this problem. The initial state, the initial plan pi 0, as we have said, consists of two actions, A 0 or the first action, which produces the initial state. So, remember that this is the initial state, on table A, clear A, arm empty, on B C, clear B, and on table C. This is the initial state, and A 0 produces this initial state and adds this to the partial plan. I mean, this is the starting partial plan, and the goal state is consumed by the last action or A infinity, and there are no effects of the last action essentially. So, this is our diagram for the initial partial plan, the first action and the last action, and it is represented as before by this 4 tuple. The ordering links are implicit, we are not going to draw it unless we start reasoning about them. So, for the moment they are implicit, which means that if the action is drawn above another action, it happens before the other action. So, A 0 happens before A infinity in this case. The empty plan stands for the set of all possible plans for this problem, and of course, only some of those possible plans will be solution plans, and a solution plan, if you remember, is a plan which has no flaws, and a flaw is either an open goal, which is a predicate not supported by some causal link, or it is a threat which is an action which potentially threatens a causal link. So, the start state and the goal state is shown on the bottom left, and this is the starting plan. Then the first action that we add is an action stack AB. Why do we add this? Because we are solving this open goal on AB, and there is no action that can provide on AB. So, we must insert a new action, and the action happens to be stack AB. That is the only way you can achieve on AB. So, we insert this action stack AB into the partial plan, and we insert a causal link from this predicate. So, this predicate on AB is produced by stack AB and consumed by A infinity, because that is a goal state. Now, in the diagrams that I have drawn, I noticed very late that something is missing, which is that not holding A has to be another effect of stack. So, if you are holding A and you stack it onto B, then you will not be holding A this thing, and this unfortunately will persist throughout this example, and hope you will remember that that is the case. So, there is a missing effect, which is a negative effect in from my diagrams. So, you must assume that it is implicitly present wherever there is a stack or a put down action. Okay, so, we have added the first action. Then what are we left with? At this stage, you can see there are no threats, because there is only one causal link and there is no third action in the picture at all, but there are some open goals. On table B is an open goal, holding A is an open goal, and clear B is an open goal essentially. So, let us see how plan space planning might work. So, it will take one of these open goals and try to resolve it, and it does that by simply observing that clear B is true in the start state, or it is a effect of the first action or A 0, and you can establish this causal link. So, this is a case where an existing action provides the causal link that you are looking for. So, we have taken care of clear B, and we are now left with two open goals. One is holding A on the left here, and the other is on table B on the right. So, let us address holding A next. How do you end up holding A? There are two ways of doing it, that you unstack it from somewhere or you pick it up from the table essentially. So, let us assume that in some non-deterministic fashion we have picked up, we have used the action pick up A. Maybe you can augment your program by saying, looking at the initial state and see that if an action is applicable in the initial state, then choose that, which means that pick up A can be done in the initial state because A is on the table and A is clear and the arm is empty. So, instead of saying that unstack A from something and then trying to find that something and so on, let us just assume that this is the simpler action and we will use that. And in fact, it can be a kind of a heuristic that always prefer pick up to unstack essentially, because it is a simpler action. Incidentally, if you think about this Blocksworld domain, we are using it only as an example to illustrate our planning algorithms essentially. Otherwise, in the Blocksworld domain, there is a very simple domain specific solution. What is that? That whatever the initial configuration is given to you, you take all the blocks and put them onto the table, and then from the table you construct whatever the goal configuration you want to do. Now, that is a solution, but that is domain specific. We are interested in domain independent planning algorithms, and this is just an example that we are using here. So, now we have added the second action. So, we have taken care of this open goal. So, we are now left with only one open goal, which is that B must be on table. You can see on the left that B is not on the table, B is on top of C. So, basically we have to put it down on the table, and before putting it down we will need to hold it, and to hold it we will be able to unstack it from C essentially. Okay, so this we have done. The third action that we add is put down B, and that takes care of the open goal on table B, that is taken care of, but this is a new open goal that we have to figure out. So, remember that again, if you want to hold something, there are two options, either you pick it up from the table or you unstack it from somewhere. So, maybe if your program is keeping an eye on the initial state, it would realize that in the initial state on BC is true. So, maybe unstack is a good action to use. So, if you chose randomly, then you would have to backtrack and come back and try something else. So, let us, for the sake of illustration, assume that we do this by using the unstack BC action. So, that means this holding B is taken care of, and it so turns out that all the open goals that this unstack BC had can be in 3 steps resolved by connecting them to the start action A0, because everything is true in the start state. So, at this point in the plan we have no more open goals left. So, now let us start worrying about threats. So, are there any threats in this plan? So, you can see that this action stack AB on the left bottom is a threat for the action unstack BC. Why is that? Because unstack BC requires B to be clear, and stack AB will put A on top of B, which means B will not be clear. So, if stack AB were to happen before unstack BC, then you can see that unstack BC would not work, because now we would have been in a different state. So, that is one threat we have. In fact, there are 3 threats in this problem. The one that we just spoke about was this one, that this clear B is threatened, or it threatens, that deleting clear B threatens unstack BC. But you can see that this arm not being empty is a threat to arm being empty, which should be there, and likewise this norm arm not being empty is a threat to this causal link essentially. What is a causal link? The causal link is that in the start state arm is empty and this action is threatening to make it not arm empty. So, there are these three threats that we have seen T1, T2 and T3. Now, there are no variables in this plan. So, the only way you can resolve threats is by either promotion or by demotion, which means by adding some ordering links to this thing. So, this is a plan before we have resolved the threats essentially, and we can resolve the three threats simply by first adding this ordering link which says that unstack BC must happen before stack AB. Remember that this is an ordering link. I have drawn it in the green because that is the one that we have just added, and it takes care of the threat that this clear B was being deleted, but it was required to be consumed by this action. So, if the consuming action happens earlier, then stack AB will not undo its precondition. So, that is done by adding this ordering link. What about the other two these things? In a similar fashion, we can add two ordering links. We are saying that this unstack BC must happen before pickup A, and we are saying that this put down B must happen before pickup A. So, if you look at this whole thing, now it has become a linear order. There are 4 actions and some of the transitive links I have not drawn here, because we said that if we draw an action above this thing. So, for example, this ordering link that we have from unstack BC to stack AB, from unstack BC to stack AB, there should be an ordering link here, but we have not drawn it because we are assuming that actions which are above have occur before the actions which have been drawn below, because if we drew all the ordering links, then you can see that because this is a linear order, we would have to add ordering links from every action that happens earlier than another action, and there would be too many links. So, we have just kept the basic links which are necessary, or in some sense we have identified what is the sequence of actions that will happen, and you can see that that is a plan that is a good plan for this. You first unstack B from C. So, you unstack B from C, you put it down on the table, then you pick up A and then you stack it on top of B essentially, and this has no more plans. It produces a linear plan in 4 time steps. Next we will look at
one doubt.
Yeah.
Sir, if you have a look at the A naught action, the initial action, you can see there are many states that happen during the A naught action. So, on
they are the effect, they are the positive effect of the A naught action.
Yeah. So, on table A, clear A, A on BC and etc. So, these gray dotted lines that are matched with that match with these
actions. So, this is a causal link. So, for example, A0 is producing on table A and pickup A is consuming on table A, and so this is a causal link. If we were to write it in our notation, we would write it as saying A0, then on table A and then pickup A. A0 is producing on table A and pickup A is consuming on table A. So, those gray arrows or gray edges are basically causal links. The circle is the starting point of the link and the square is the ending point of the link.
Okay. So, the doubt is that there should be minimum one causal link, right? And there can be more.
Every open goal must have a causal link. Every goal. So, when we say goal, remember that we are saying that all these expressions on table B, on AB, arm empty, everything we are referring to as a goal essentially. So, if there is a open goal, which means that there is a precondition of some action in the partial plan, which does not have a causal link, then it is a flaw. So, here every action must have a, every precondition of any action must have a causal link. So, if you look at the bottommost action, there are two preconditions on A B and on table B, and both have got these causal links. And if you look at stack A B, it has also got two preconditions, holding A and clear B. Holding A is applied to it by pick up A, which happens before that, and clear B was true in the start set itself. So, there is a causal link from there, and likewise for every precondition of every action there is a causal link. Otherwise, there would be an open goal, and that would be a flaw, I think. So, first we found that these are the 4 actions that we need to remove all open goals. Then we found that there were 3 threats in the possible ordering of these actions, and we said that this is the ordering that you need in which all the threats are resolved.
One more question, sir. My question is, let's say if I put a constraint that should be only 2 columns, only two way we can arrange the column. Okay.
Sorry,
So
can you repeat that?
okay, there is only 2 columns.
Columns meaning?
Columns in the sense you cannot place 3 blocks in the table. The table.
Oh, you are changing the problem definition.
Yeah, kind of. Let's say in that case.
So, it is not an infinite table, it is a table which can hold only 2 columns. Yeah. Okay.
So, in that case, it will be like a iterating, it will be infinite loop, right? That B will be top down, it's the same condition, B will be
yes.
picked up and put it on A, then it will be back.
Yes. That is an interesting observation, because something which I have not yet mentioned is that the space of all plans is infinite plans. So, for example, as you observed, you can pick up A, put it down, pick up A, put it down, pick up A, put it down. You can just have a sequence of actions, and that is also a plan. So, the space of possible plans is infinite, and therefore, that is going to be an issue with partial order planning if there is no solution. So, as you have seen, even in earlier cases when the search space was infinite, if there is no solution, then only some algorithms would have found would have stopped. Actually, none of them would have stopped except for one version of DFID that we saw, which counted that we have explored all. There were a finite number of states, and we have explored all of them, but all other plans are longer plans. But this one does not have this thing. There is no constraint that the plan can be only of this much length, essentially. So, it can go into an infinite loop.